Hello artsy people and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to judge another super cheap and affordable watercolor palette. This time the brand is Boldmer. I bought this one a while back and I completely forgot about it, probably a year ago. But I did finally found it and I decided to use it. But first I need to see if it is any good at all. It comes in this plastic packaging, which is not perfect. I actually cannot reclose this one at all, while this one works well. It comes with its own brush, size 6 round brush, and it comes with 10 different watercolor of 10 milliliter tube each, and it's also on the side yes space for either pouring a little bit of the color or mixing. And I will place a little bit of paint on this palette. And the idea is in the end of the video to put it in a half pan and store it where I can go back and use it, but only if it's any good. Otherwise, if it's a completely fail of quality of paint, I won't be do that. So today we're going to do some swatches and we're going to make a paint together. Let's start with the swatching. I will start first by pouring my paint on the mixing palette. The paint that you see on the side was some Daler painting that I used in the past, and I didn't want to just clean it off because you still have quite a bit of paint, so the idea is to reuse it in the future. And now the color that I have in this palette are white, cadmium yellow medium, cadmium red medium, burnt sienna, burnt amber, ochre's green, phthalocyanin green, ultramarine blue, phthalocyanin blue, and black. The white is the only one that show to have a band separation that is quite visible. Also the ultramarine blue had a tiny little bit, but not that much. I noticed that the pigment is not really saturated. They lack a bit of vibrancy. It's not about transparency or opacity, it's more about just having a low pigment amount inside. I kept layering pigment on top to get a nice dark effect and then just water it down, but it wasn't there. And then the paint is not really chalky, which I'm very pleased with. It is a little bit, but not too much. Some of the paint, they show quite a bit of lines as they dry out, and that's not the best effect. I think especially the burnt sienna and the phthalo blue is what they're showing the most. But it's not the worst paint I played with. I really like the burnt amber in this set, and I have to play with it a bit more in a painting to really understand if it has a little bit of potential at least to be used in a sketchbook, or is just to give up on. It's time to start our painting. I create this beautiful sketch of a butterfly on a flower, And as I said recently, I try to focus more on my sketches, so it's not just about knowing where things are, but I really try to get the detail out and to really exercise also my hand to draw a little bit better. So I first created the background. Now I have to say, with the background I was really pleased, because I noticed the more I was watering down this paint, the better the paint will work. So actually for the background it didn't show any chalkiness at all. It flowed really nicely, and it's a nice tint of color that I gain. So the background was a success. Now the problem start to happen when I try to get more definition on the butterfly and on the flower. Now I didn't have time to waste, so you will see me jumping around a lot because I didn't want to wait for the background to dry. I did a wet on wet technique and I used quite a bit of water, but I didn't have time to wait it to dry, so I start to move toward the inside of the flower, and then a little bit of a butterfly, and then I moved down again on the flower. The area that I saw they were safe to play with, I will move straight away. Now here on the camera you can see that the color are quite okay at the moment, but I didn't really had a hard time when the washes were a little bit bigger. Like for example this green, you can see that the color is quite chalky and it creates this line. Is not a uniform color. The spread on the paper is different texture as you lie down, and it creates for a weird effect. So what do I think about this color? I think this color is, this paint is good if you want to use it for like a base layer. I have to say the truth, I didn't finish this painting only with this color. After I create my base layer, I just gave up. I find it really hard to work with, and I knew I will not be able to get nice contour around my butterflies, nice design, nice detail. I could just spread a base layer, but still yet those chalkiness line whilst it dry that were not good. And also for the flower, I was supposed to gain a nice purple and I wasn't able to do that. And I also mix off camera a different kind of purple and I just wasn't happy. So I filmed only the base of the flower and I didn't film what I did afterward. I moved to mixed media and I will show you exactly the final result, and I will show you exactly what I use to create the beautiful effect that in the end I am okay with, and I'm very happy about it. If you watch until this point, thank you so much, guys. It's now time for the final reveal. First, I would like to ask you if you enjoyed the video and watched it so far, maybe you like to press the like button. And if you like to support me, the easiest way is to click subscribe. But now, let's get to the final reveal. And this is what it came out at the end, and I am really pleased with the final result. And this is all the material I used to manage to get this result. Now let me give you an up close. So as you can see, there is a lot going on. So now let me explain you what I did, if you like to know, and maybe it's useful for you. Basically, this paint I think is good for a base layer and is good when you think about doing mixed media. So you can just have some cheap, affordable paint that you will create your base with and then go on top with other color. And as I said, when I water it down a lot for this background, I really was okay with it. It didn't cause me any problem, but I really wasn't happy with the mixing and laying the color not on a wet on wet technique. So I use fine liner, so again more of a illustrative style, and I tried to use the gel pen, but I really wasn't happy with the result. I tried to use the white China graphic and I wasn't happy, so in the end I use ink, and I have a white ink here in Winsor & Newton to gain some white detail here and there. I use quite a lot of Caran d'Ache luminance pencil for basically everything, to gain the inside of the white. It wasn't pure white, it was more a purple gray, so I did that, and then I create more definition on the yellow and so on, everywhere, more definition everywhere. So I use quite a bit of apart from the blue, I use this color, and I also use this Neo Color one for like bigger surfaces. When you see this brown, I lay this I think is burnt sienna, and then is a bronze. So first the darker one and then the lighter one to give it a bit more light on the leaves, and then a little bit in here as well. I use this purple micron to define the contour, but I really had a hard time to get the micron to work, and I had to waste a lot of time to get it to work. And this just because I forgot that I had that purple stabilo. If I had remember, probably I would have just used that one. And I use a green stabilo here for the detail. And then for a final touch, I use gold ink, and I just drop it here and there on the legs, on the flower, a bit everywhere. This purple Caran d'Ache I used to give it more definition, and together with the gold of Winsor & Newton. So guys, this is the final result. This is what I made today. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you like to see more like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!